everybody wants to tell you that Living Single was just a show about 4 women looking for love. I mean, it's in the title. And I need y'all to look me dead in my eyes when I say this. They already had it. The love was in the building the whole time. Upstairs, downstairs, and right across the hall. These women were not truly single. They were a whole entire family who called themselves roommates for the plot. And once I show y'all what attachment theory says about Khadijah, Max, Regine, and Sinclair, you are never going to watch this show the same way again, because every last one of them is dating exactly the way they learned how to love. And one of them is doing it so badly that she got to go straight to hell. Okay, stay right here because we about to get into it. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Indescribeabull, aka Geraldine Lake, and I'm back with another video about the psychology hiding inside of living single. So here's my whole theory, and I need you to ride with me on this one, okay? In psychology, there's this thing called attachment theory. John Bowlby started it, Mary Ainsworth ran the experiments, and then in 1987, 2 researchers named Hazan and Shaver said, wait a minute, the way you attach to people as a baby is the same exact way you attach to grown folks you fall in love with. Secure, anxious, avoidant. That is the whole map. And Living Single took that map and handed every woman in the brownstone a different one. On purpose or by accident, I don't care. It's in there, okay? And the reason all 4 of them can go out into these Brooklyn streets and date these ashy, dusty men and survive it is because they got a secure base to come home to. That's the real psychology term too. A secure base is the safe spot that lets you go take risk out in the world because you know home is not going anywhere. And for those women, the man was just optional, okay? The brownstone was permanent. That right there is why the friendship outlives every single relationship on the show. So let's start with Khadijah because she's the anchor, and I know she would hate it if I told her that out loud, but Khadijah is the secure one. She's grounded, loyal. She built Flavor magazine out of nothing, and she is the one that everybody runs to when their whole life falls apart. But here's what nobody tells you about the friend who holds everybody. That woman is doing what a sociologist called emotional labor. Hochschild wrote a whole book back in 1983 called The Managed Heart about how some people are always managing everybody else's feelings like it's a second job. That is Khadijah, group therapist, landlord of everybody's emotions, the one who never gets to fall apart because who gonna catch her? Exactly. And watch what that does to her love life. Every single time Scooter comes back around, this woman gets terrified. Not because she don't love him, but because loving him means that she might have to put the magazine down for just a second and let a man hold her. And she don't know how to be held, y'all. Okay? She only knows how to hold. So she picks the work every single time. Khadijah deserved love, and she kept putting it on hold because she was scared to be vulnerable. And the way Scooter kept playing in her face, he can go to hell too. All right? Now, Maxine Shaw, attorney at law. That's probably my favorite avoidant in the history of television, okay? Avoidant attachment is when you learned somewhere along the way that needing people gets you hurt. So you go build a whole entire personality out of not needing nobody, okay? And Max took that and made it fly, okay? The suits, the hair, the mouth, the confidence, the way she ate up everybody's food, but won't catch feelings to save her life. And then here comes Kyle, okay? And these 2 go to war every single episode. Insults, jabs, reading each other for filth in the hallway. And baby, that's not hate. That's 2 avoidant people who just like each other so much that it scares them. So they route the whole thing through an argument because an argument is safe. You can want somebody all the way through the fight, but you can't get your heart broke if you never once say how you feel about them out loud. The banter was the courtship. Every insult was a love letter that the audience had to decode. And Regine, now, the show plays Regine like she just bougie and shallow, always chasing a man with some money, dropping a good dude the second she find out he don't drive a BMW or something. And it's funny to an extent, I'm not gonna lie, but just look closer, okay? What Regine is doing has a name. Psychologists call it security seeking, and a whole lot of the time it comes straight out of scarcity. When something felt shaky for you early in your life, safety starts to look like money, and getting chosen by a man who can provide starts to feel like proof that you are worthy of love. So Regine is not just shallow. Regine is scared. All the designer labels and lavish expenses were her armor, and she was using it to attract a rich man. She out here trying to lock down a future so solid that can't nobody ever snatch it away from her again. Now, Does she do it in the most ridiculous way possible? Absolutely. But I understand her. And so do you, if you being honest about it. And then there's Sinclair, who is secretly the genius of the entire show. Sinclair is securely attached, and nobody ever gave her the credit. She loves out loud. No walls, no games, no keeping score. She says what she feels, and then she feels it all the way down to the ground, honey. And everybody wanted to treat her like she was just the sweet ditzy one in the group. But watch who ended up with the healthiest love on the entire show. Overton? And what did Overton do? He was patient. He was steady and consistent. He told this woman exactly how he felt, and then he backed it up, okay, with how he moved. No mixed signals, no hallway wars, no insults past office flirting. That slow build between Sinclair and Overton is the show quietly holding up a sign that says, hey, this is what it looks like when two secure people just let it happen, okay? They were the blueprint hiding in plain sight the whole time. Now, they was a little slow. They was a little slow, but they was happy. Okay. Now let me bring it all the way home. And I do want to get a little serious with y'all for just a second. Why do these friendships survive every single relationship on this show? Because of something researchers call chosen family. Kath Weston wrote about this back in 1991. Chosen family is the family you build on purpose instead of the one you were just born into. And there is real hard science behind why this matters. A study published in the journal Science in 1988 by a researcher named House and his colleagues found that strong social relationships matter to how long you live about as much as whether or not you smoke. And I'm not exaggerating just for the point of this video. Your friendships are literally keeping you alive. That brownstone was not just a set with some props. It was like medicine to those women. And there is one more layer, and this one is important. Look at Khadijah and Max again. Both of them strong, both of them fully capable, both of them allergic to needing help from a single soul. There's a name for that too. Superwoman Schema. That's the pressure that we put on Black women specifically to project strength at all times, to suppress their own feelings, to resist ever looking vulnerable, and to take care of everybody else before themselves. And she found that it comes with a real cost to your health and your peace. So when Khadijah can't let Scooter love her, and when Max hide behind a joke, that's not just a character quirk. That's a whole thing that a lot of Black women are carrying. Living Single just put it on the screen in 1993 and made us laugh so we wouldn't notice it was telling the truth. And let's give this show its flowers real quick, okay? Living Single premiered in August of 93. Friends did not show up until September of 94, a whole year later. Yvette Lee Bowser created Living Single and became the first Black woman to create her own primetime series. 4 Black women in Brooklyn. Real careers, real love lives, and a friendship strong enough to be the main relationship of the entire show. And they did all of it first. So the next time somebody try to tell you that Friends invented the friend group in the city, you send them straight to hell, okay? Because why would never no Black people up in the Friends? But I digress. So that's the whole thing. Living Single was never about being single. It was about 4 women who already found their people and then spent 5 seasons learning how to let romantic love in on top of it. The friendship was the real love story. The men were just a secondary plot. Now, if I just made you want to go rewatch the entire series with brand new eyes, do me one quick favor and subscribe. I got a lot more of these where I take the shows that we all know and love and pull out the psychology hiding right up underneath them. It's free and it helps me way more than you know. Okay, so don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know every single time your girl uploads, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.